What's going on YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, bringing you a deck profile of the Dino Rabbit deck that I used to go top 8 at the UK Nationals in Bolton this year. I ended up going 7-2 after Swiss, moving on to day 2, and day 2 was just the top 32. Losing in the top 8 to a Dino Rabbit mirror match. I will go through all of the kind of pairings that I did and the scores I had, and I'll tell tales as I go through the deck. But I'm just going to profile the final build that I ended up running. I ended up winning this mat, 2 boxes of Galactic Overlord, and these sleeves. I was kind of a bit underwhelmed by the prizes after going so damn far. But to be honest, the only prizes worth winning were the trophies in top 4 and the Mephists in top 2. So, well, fell short. Either way, let's get into the profile, and I'll tell some stories if and when I remember them. Starting the profile off, of course, we play the Triple Rabbit. Making sure everything is still in shot because I can't see the camera, as per usual. Everything's good in shot. Played the Triple Tour Guide. Invaluable. Absolutely amazing card. And the Sangan. The Triple Guaiba. Guaiba put in so much work this weekend because of the sheer amount of Inzektors and wind-up players I played. And I mean, even in the Dino Rabbit mirror, it was crazy good. So, I mean, this card, like MVP of Nats. And then the normal monsters. I really didn't draw Rabbit that much in Swiss, so these normal monsters really put in a lot of work in kind of like the grind game. And then I played the Double Reaper. These cards were invaluable. As more 3s that I could kind of set and then go Summon Tour Guide, they go Veiler. You flip this, go Leviair. They don't have the Veiler for the Leviair and you go off again. So you really... These cards are absolutely valuable in deck. I really love them. That was the monster lineup. I think it was 18 monsters that I played. I played a Reborn, a Dark Hole, and a Storm. I should probably mention that the Reborn and the Reborn and Storm almost got me a game loss in top 16 because I had deck check in top 16, which took them like 14 minutes. Took them forever to deck check me, and I almost got a game loss for these. And one other thing that I'll get to later because these were stackable. So they said, "Oh yeah, you got 3 minutes to replace these." So I literally just picked up my deck and ran from the top tables because my friends were on the other side of the hall. I literally pegged it down there shouting, "Guys, give me a Storm and a Reborn now!" So, that killed me. A Book of Moon. The Triple Space. You've got to play Triple Space in this format because there are so many things that will just hurt you. The Triple Lance, again, absolutely amazing card. Got to be running 3s. If I could run more, I would. But this card was invaluable over the weekend. It won me so many games. When my opponent just thought they had me, this card won out. And then I played Double Soul Taker because Double Soul Taker was boss. I never used it against, like... the Shining and like Pulsar, but being able to actually direct the destruction rather than going smashing ground and hoping it, and having to wait for the opponent to have the highest defense monster. I mean, smashing is useless against Leviathan Dragon. So this was just really good. And the 1,000 life points really just did not matter when you had field control off of it. That was the spells. That was 12 spells. Onto the traps. I played double macro. These were absolutely invaluable over the weekend because, again, I played a lot of Inzektors. Even in the Dino Rabbit mirror, round 1, being able to flip these and negate my opponent's Veilers and things like that, it was absolutely valuable. And then they came straight out, of course. But these cards were MVP. I'm so glad I played the macro build in the end. So I'll keep them there. Then I ended up playing the Double D Prison because, again, I wanted to have a good matchup against like Rogue and Dino Rabbit mirror and things like that. Again, absolute MVPs. They were just crazily good. So... and I mean, they came out in the Inzektor matchup, but like game 1, I even managed to deprison loads of Inzektors, and it was more of a card that you really had to kind of bluff was something else in the Inzektor matchup and certain things like that. But it was just really invaluable. And in the grind game I played against windups, it also came really, really handy. I played the double bottomless standard. You got to play them at the moment. Double torrential. I took out the gold one because I thought about the game loss thing before the event, but I just didn't have a replacement for my storm, and then that happened. Double warning, solemn judgment, and starlit road. Rounding off the traps. Let's go to the extra deck. If I don't drop everything. Starting off is basically the same extra deck I've always run. The one Leviathan. The 2 Leviair. I'm so glad I played 2. I normally don't make 2 at locals, but at Nats, like 1 in 2 games, I would have to make 2 Leviairs. So this was absolutely amazing. I will never cut it now. The 1 Zen mains. I never made this, I don't think. I made it once to get over a BLS, but it was kind of underwhelming, but it was kind of good. Utopia. I never made this. Ray. I made this in Wintermat. Well, I made these two in Wintermat, but in the main I never made these. I made this so many times. I'm so glad I played Papal Imperative. Photon Butterfly Assassin, which is its Japanese name, which is really good. Throughout the event, I made it maybe one in, like, I think 3 times during Swiss and twice in top. So, it was absolutely amazing. Mace Stroke, I made this once. And a couple of times in Wintermat. Gemlight Pearl, I made this twice, I think. I never used it over goes in the match, but it was absolutely awesome nonetheless. So, Pearl. Then we had the normal Evolzars of the triple Lagia, because it's invaluable, and I actually made 3 Lagias. I had a need for 3 Lagias, so I was just really glad that I played the triple Lagia. So yeah. And the 2 Dolkers. I made 2 on an odd occasion, but I really didn't use Dolker that often. Because Lagia and set macro against Inzektors was just better than Dolker in my opinion. So Dolker was alright, but it was a bit underwhelming over the weekend. Then I played the 1 Stardust Dragon, because I played Starlight Road. And I got this out, I think every time I Starlight Roaded for Stardust Dragon, I won that game. I Starlight Roaded about 3 times, so really good. Glad I played it. And then another thing that occurred, I played Bluff Gauze tokens, because I played no Gauze, but I was able to bluff it, and a few people really did fall for it, especially in top 16. And I almost got game loss for this as well, because when they deck checked me, they talked about making game lossing me for Rescue Cat, but luckily they reduced it to a warning for having an illegal card in my deck box, even though it's a mascot, because of course I play Rabbit. Rescue Cat is just the irony, and there was the Blaster Blade as my other token, but luckily they kind of let me off, so thank you judges. I really did not want to get game loss in top, so next time I'll learn my lesson and not play this, but I thought it was a bit kind of mean that they wanted to game loss me over a Rescue Cat that was obviously marked out as my side deck, or my extra deck, and a Gauze token along with this, so I don't know. Onto the side, I played the 2 Thunder Kings. I put these in so often against Dino Rabbits and Windups. Against Dino Rabbit it was invaluable, and Chaos Dragons it was really good. I just added to a crazy beatdown aspect, so yeah, just super good. I then played the double max C because I was kind of it was highlighted that windups were going to be really big at the event, and they were invaluable in the Rabbit Mirror when I was going second. The fact that I can open it against Dino Rabbit, which I did, and I plus crazy amounts, and I also managed to shut down my opponent's tour guide play into Lagia. If they'd have gone looking at my hand and back row at the time, and Maxi and some other stuff, my opponent went Tour Guide, and I thought, right, if they go all the way to Lagia, I will lose. So I went Maxi, and he literally just went Tour Guide saying and go. And I managed to then take the game from there with the Rabbit that I had in hand, because if he went Lagia, of course he would have negated, and his back row was shit, and I just managed to win out from there. But I attribute the whole win to the Maxis, so I'm looking for another Maxi now, because I feel like 3 is a really good number at the moment, with wind-ups in the meta as they are. So yeah, double Maxi was crazily good. I played the double Veiler, because Veiler is Veiler, and it's really good against the wind-ups. Well, basically everything in the meta at the moment, except for Chaos Dragons. I didn't main these because I play macro, and in some matchups they're just not as good. They're quite underwhelming, but against like Inzektors and stuff, I had in my Wintermat, I think, I had my I had a face-up macro and a face-up Shadow Mirror, and I had them stunned. Trap stunned, and my opponent just went, Dragonfly, in response. I was like, no, activate effect, Veiler. And he really just did not see the Veiler coming, and I managed to win the game by summoning a Guibar after that and just going crazy over it, so Veiler's really good, even if you play macro against certain decks. I then played double Snowman Eater. I wish I played 3, because that's kind of how I lost my Rabbit Mirror. I just didn't have the outs to things, so sad face, but yeah, two Snowman was good. I used it a lot against the Rabbit. In Wintermat, Rabbits lost to this so much because an opponent, I was playing top the semis for Wintermat, because I lost all my finals in Wintermat sadly, but I managed to settle for 1 mat. I went Kaiser Coliseum, and the guy went, I had Kaiser Coliseum Lagia, my opponent went Tour Guide. I went, yeah, that's fine. He went to pick up his deck, and I was like, have you read Kaiser Coliseum, by the way? And he was like, what? Oh. Yeah, and then I just summoned Guibar and swung over and took forward control, and I didn't need Kaiser anymore. So just read the cards. Read cards. This was so good because no one read it. I even used it to win my top 32 game. It's just So good. So good. Soul Release. I used this against the Chaos Dragon player once. I ditched his graveyard. Yay. But it really wasn't that good. I played Double Chalice. This was good against Inzektors all day long. So, yeah. It just allows me to play 2 more Veilers. And the 400 attack boost really isn't that great, unless you're targeting a Centipede. But, yeah, it's not that good. And then I played 2 Shadow Imprisonings and 1 Light Imprisoning. Light Imprisoning for Chaos Dragons because it shuts off their Light Pulsars. Shadow Mirrors for Inzektors and Dark Worlds, even though I played no Dark Worlds. Right, to talk about my matchups, because I have a little cue card here. Round 1, I played Inzektors and went 2-1. I really had some kind of bad matches. I went Inzektors, I went 2-1. I played Hirabi, and I went 2-1. He had really bad hands for the games I won, and then the one where I lost, he literally just sacked me for a Miracle Fusion. I was like, ah. No, in Miracle Fusion I went Warning, and then he was all like, yeah, Super Poly anyway. I was like, fuck's sake. Then I played Dino Rabbit and 2-1 that. Inzektor, and 2-1 that. Then Dino Rabbit and 2-1 him. So no, 1-2 to that Dino. In round 5 I took my first loss. I went XO for the first 4 rounds. I took my first loss in round 5 to Dino Rabbits. Then played Chaos Dragons and he opened shit. And I went 2-0 against him in round 6. Round 7 I had my second loss, which really pissed me off because I went up against Wind-Ups. Game 1, he instant hand looped me and I lost on turn 2. Game 2 I played about a 20-minute grind game. Game 3 he was all like, yeah, hand loop again, and I didn't draw any Veilers or Maxis, so I just sat there kind of swearing away, and he eventually won, and I was all like, hey, it was like, good game, and I was like, no, it wasn't. And then afterwards I felt like a dickhead, because I was all like, no, it wasn't a good game, so I tracked him down and apologised. And if you're watching this, I am sorry about my attitude. Then, round 8, my first bubble match, I had Sea Lancer. I lost game 1 to Obelisk. He just dropped Obelisk on me, and I had like Deep Prison and Solemn Judgment, and I just couldn't do anything about it. So I lost that game, and then I won my other 2 after that. And then finally, in my final bubble match, I ended up playing the Inzektor player in round 9, who I had beaten in Wintermat the day before. I 2-0'd him. It was good to see him there, but again, I was so glad to be gifted with Inzektors for my final final bubble match, moving me through to the top 32 on the next day. So going into the top 32, for the top 32 round, I ended up playing against the same Dino Rabbit player who actually beat me in Swiss, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to lose this one instantly, I've come all this way and I'm going to lose, and I 2-1'd him. Literally in the mirror image of how he beat me. He opened Largia Lock, game 1 and 3, I opened Largia Lock, game 1 and 3. Yay, winning the dice roll. This is a dice roll format. In top 16, I was gifted again. Another gift from the gods. I ended up playing an Inzektor player who was the only Inzektor player in top 16, and I managed to face him and beat him. I think it was 2-0. I don't remember my loss. No, it was 2-1. It was 2-1. I did go 2-1. It was my mistake in records. And then finally, after that game, I ended up facing off against another Dino Rabbit player who eventually went on to come second, and I lost to him. Because I attacked him directly, and he'd been bluffing Gauze that turn, and he didn't drop the Gauze. Then next turn he went into Zen mains. I went Butterfly Assassin. I have Butterfly Assassin, Levier, and Largia on board right now. And I go Butterfly Assassin, switch Zen mains. He goes, yeah. I go attack Levier. He goes, that's fine. The Levier then dies. Sorry, no, the Levier then kills the Zen mains outright. He allows the Zen mains to die, and I think, okay, he's trying to bluff Gauze again, but either way, if I attacked the Zen mains enough times, it would have been game, and I had game on board. So I attempted to swing in with Fertile Butterfly to direct. It turns out he had top-decked the Gauze that turn, and I just lost there and then. So, oh well. What are you going to do? Either way, that has been kind of my mini diary and my tournament, my kind of deck profile and tournament report of what happened at UK Nationals. I have a vlog that I'm working on, and I will do an actual kind of tournament review later on, and then the vlog will probably be up in the next week or so. But otherwise, yeah, this has been Jamie the Kid 00 with my top 8 deck profile of Dino Rabbit, top 18, my first Nationals, which is really quite something for me. I was really, really happy, so yeah. I will see you guys with some more content soon. Peace out, YouTube. Bye-bye.